to all the dads out there. Try and get my video done a little earlier today rather than waiting until bedtime to get this done. But yeah, I just wanted to say happy Father's Day. Today is Father's Day. And the post I had today was there is no tomorrow, right? And I don't know if there were two things that made me think about this post. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Rocky 3 where he fights Clubber Lang. I'll try to put the video in right here so you can watch it first, and then I'll kind of talk about it. But
side to side, move your hand. Watch him now, watch him. Right, remember he's got two hands, right? Damn, man, what the hell are you doing? This guy will knock you on your ass. Come on, Rock, it's not a game. You want to live in the hospital for 5 weeks this time? You thought I was tough? This jump will kill you. All right. Come on, get your head on your shoulders, man. Think about the fight, Clubber Lang's in here. He's trying to hurt you, Rock. He's trying to hurt you. Okay, here he comes. Jab. He's jabbing. He's trying to hurt you. You gotta fight him. You gotta move. He's up against the meeting. He's up against the rope. Here's the corner. He's hooking. Damn, Rock, come on. What's the matter with you?
Tomorrow. Let's do it tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow.
Rocky gets beat up by Clubber Lang, and his coach Mickey dies during the fight, and he gets beat up bad, knocked out, and Rocky works his way back to fighting Clubber Lang, which is actually Mr. T in real life. And Apollo Creed starts to train him to get ready for the fight, right? And starts to teach him all the moves, you know, and how to handle this kind of fighter. And there's a scene where they're sparring and Rocky's just getting beat up by Apollo Creed's bow, bow, bow. And Apollo's like, focus, right? And he's not figuring it out. And so they start sparring again. And he just starts wailing on me, bow, bow, bow. And he's like, what are you doing, Rocky? What are you doing? And Rocky's like, when you watch it with the closed caption words on the bottom, Rocky's like, tomorrow, let's just finish this tomorrow. And Apollo Creed steps back. He's like, there is no tomorrow, right? That was the first thing. And you end up finding out that Rocky is not ready to train mentally because he's scared. Him and Adrian have a scene a little bit shortly after that where they're talking, and she's like, what's wrong with you? And he's like, I'm scared. Is that what you want to know? I'm scared. She's like, we're all scared, right? I mean, it's a powerful bit of the movie, but you know, and then there's another show my wife likes to watch called Mom, and there's a scene in there where the mom of the show, or the grandma of the show, starts to date the original father of the girl, the main character girl, Chrissy, and he's like, you know what, I'm moving in next door, let's all go out to dinner and celebrate. And the daughter of the main character, Violet, or whatever her name is, she goes, I have plans, I'm gonna leave. And they're like, but we're gonna celebrate. She's like, he's living across the street, I'll see him all the time, right? We can do this anytime. And later on, in the next scene, the mom and the dad are together, and the dad ends up dying, right? And kind of the thought I had was like, we never know, right? Like, we never know. Tomorrow isn't promised, right? We live with the expectation that we have a certain amount of time that we really don't. And I think we tend to get mad at God when we don't get what we think we should be getting. And I don't know what makes us think that we deserve to grow old or to grow up or anything, right? Like, what, I don't know what makes us believe that that's true, but we do. And we want to be mad when that doesn't happen the way we think it should. None of us are promised anything. None of us are promised a good life. None of us are promised happiness. None of us are promised safety. Like there's things that we believe that we just deserve, and I don't know why we think that, but we do, and we live in the moment, like, or we live in that as if like that's guaranteed, and it's not, right? And so like, how do we live with intent, right? You guys have heard me talk about training with intention, being a man of my word and doing what I say, and all these things. But I want to push the envelope a little more and say, how do we live with intention, right? With intention that at any moment, life could be different, right? It could change drastically. Just like we had a client, another potential client, start to come to our home, end up getting drunk on the way here. His sister had to figure out what to do with them because I told her he couldn't come that way, and he took off running, and 20 minutes later ended up getting shot, right? And so it's like, we don't know what life holds for us, right? And we don't have guarantees. Like, there's no contract saying you're going to be given 68 years and you're going to be given, wealth or happiness, a successful marriage, good behaving kids, a running car that works all the time. You'll always have a roof. Like, we don't have those, but we live as if we do. And I don't know why, but I want to encourage you to live every day as if it's your last, right? Like, how do we make the best opportunity of every chance that we get, right? And it's like, so like, I try to tell the guys that I work with, like, why are you fighting with your wife over something that's so insignificant? And they have these ideas in their heads about what they think their wife should be doing or saying, or how that she should be feeling. And I'm like, but what does it prove? Even if you're right, what difference does it make? Does it make your marriage better? Does it make you guys happier? Like, does it really? Because if it doesn't, why are you doing it? And I think that if we lived with intention, as if there was no tomorrow, right? Because it's not guaranteed, we would make different choices, right? We would do things differently. It's just like, when people are told to live, and all of a sudden now they do the things they've always wanted to do, right? Like, why do you wait till then to do them? Why is it all of a sudden now my bucket list becomes important, and now I face my fears, or now I take care of my family, or now I go after and spend the money that I wanted to always, like, why do we have to wait for those moments? Why can't we live like those things today? And I wouldn't say that it bothers me, but it baffles me, because I do it too, right? I get caught up in thinking about, well, I can take care of that tomorrow, right? It's not that important today. These things are important today, but if I don't get them done today, then who am I leaving to have to do them tomorrow, right? Or they just don't get done. And a lot of times when there's other people attached to those things that I'm pushing off, I make them feel as if they are less significant, right? And I'm not, and really, like, how they feel isn't as important as how am I responsible for that, right? And I don't like it when people brush me off, right? And one of the things that I've worked really hard to try to do is to treat people the way I want to be treated, right? I like people to pay attention to me. I like people to, if I need something, take care of me right away. I like that, right? I desire that. And so when it comes to other people, my hope is that I can give them those same things, right? If people call me and they need some help, I usually drop everything and go help if I can. If there's a way that I can pay attention to somebody and hear them better than I have been, I want to try to do it. Why? Because I want that done for me. And so, like, how do we live every day as if it's our last? And ask yourself that, like, how would you live differently if this was your last day? How would you live differently if you had 1 week or 1 month or 1 year? What would you do differently? And then you start planning every day that way, right? You start looking at it through that lens. And I think what happens is we begin to live differently with more intentionality, and that needs to happen, because we can't allow the fears that we have to baffle us or to paralyze us or to stop us from doing the things that we need to do, because fear doesn't do anything but prevent us from getting right. I always say the thing that's holding us back, the greatest parts of us are on the other side of that, right? And so if I allow fear to hold me back, then I never get to the greatness that I can possibly be. I don't, because I'm allowing fear to keep me captive from the greatness that's possible for me if I just face it and go beyond it. And so, like, realizing like life is short. Seeing guys come to our home, die, come to our home and lose their minds and be willing to give up everything. Seeing guys that are on their way to our home get shot. Like, life is short, and we play with it as if like we're guaranteed some certain number of years or days or months. And the reality is we're not. And so how do we take care of everything that needs to be done today, and not push off things that we could be doing to tomorrow? Because really all that is just laziness. We're just lazy. We're selfish and self-centered, and we want to do what we want to do rather than the things that we need to be getting done. And so I fall victim to it too. You know what I mean? I don't always get the things done my wife asks me to, or that I need to get done for my work or for whatever. And that has to stop, right? And so like as Apollo Creed's ringing in my head, there is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. There isn't, because I don't even know if I'll wake up. I hope I do, right? And God willing that I do, but I don't know if I will. And I can't live as if like there's just the expectation that I'm going to, right? And so I want to challenge everybody to live every day with intentionality, right? Live every day as if it's your last, and deal with your relationships as if it is, because then we won't fight about stupid stuff, right? We just don't, because it matters more that when we go good and peaceful and everyone's happy. Why can't we do that in our life today when life is not almost over? And so I just want to challenge everybody to live life as if it's their last. Stop waiting for tomorrow what we can do today. I don't know if anybody's told you this today, but God loves you and so do I. I hope you have a great day and God bless you.